Good morning, friends. Welcome to day 2 of our plan, Better Decisions, Fewer Regrets. I hope you have your coffee and your Bibles and your open hearts and open minds, and you are ready for day 2 of this plan that started off with a bang yesterday. Boy, oh boy, did that leave me with a lot to really digest and think about. I hope it did the same for you, and I am trusting it will continue today. We are back in Proverbs, and as I say, there's a whole lot of wisdom in the book of Proverbs, so turn your Bibles to chapter 13, verse 22, or if you're following along on the plan, it'll be right there for you. Otherwise, just sit back and listen and just let the Lord speak to you right where you're at. Okay, Proverbs 13:22. Good people leave an inheritance to their grandchildren, but the sinner's wealth passes to the godly. In Proverbs 20, chapter 20, verse 7, the godly walk with integrity. Blessed are their children who follow them. And Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 9 and 10. The Lord your God will then make you successful in everything you do. He will give you many children and numerous livestock, and he will cause your fields to produce abundant harvests. For the Lord will again delight in being good to you as he was to your ancestors. The Lord your God will delight in you if you obey his voice and keep the commands and decrees written in this book of instruction. And if you turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and soul. Oh, those were some good scriptures. Alrighty, before I even, already my mind is just like, wow, that just really spoke to me just about if we obey his word, his commands, his instructions, because they're all there for us to help us, to guide us, and I just, as I say, I want to get started, and I haven't even read the devotional. So let's read the devotional, and then I'll just kind of share with you what's coming up for me. Someday you would like to be able to sit down or lie down with your kids or grandkids and tell them your story, your entire story. And as they get older, you would like to be able to add layers and details rather than hoping they don't ask. If you're single, you want to someday sit across the table from someone you hope to spend the rest of your life with and tell your story. All of it. We all want that, but it will require you to stop mid-decision and ask, what story do I want to tell? When this crisis, this opportunity, this temptation is in the rearview mirror, when it's reduced to a story I tell, what story do I want to tell? Which of the available options do you want as part of your story? Every decision you make becomes part of the story of your life. Every relational, financial, and professional decision and the outcomes of those decisions become permanent parts of your story. We've all lived long enough to have a few chapters we wish we could erase. No doubt you have a few stories you wish you could rewrite. We all do. We call it regret. But chances are the decisions that led to your greatest regrets could have been avoided if you had only paused to ask yourself, what story do I want to tell? From here on out, Write a story worth telling. Write a story you're proud to tell. If you're in the middle of making a decision right now, stop and ask yourself, of the available options, which one do I want as a permanent part of the story of my life? Oh, wow. Now after reading that devotional, just adds a whole new layer of what's coming up for me, because I know for sure there are parts of my story that I'm not very proud of, that I'm not overly anxious to share with my daughter or my grandchildren or a significant other. There are parts of my story that I just really and truly wish I could erase. I wish I could have a do-over. But that's not possible. So instead of living with regret, I have to live with acceptance and self-compassion and forgiveness, primarily for myself, but certainly for others as well. I don't know about you, I find it easier to forgive others than I do myself, but as God says, we can really and truly only forgive ourselves, or others I should say, as to the degree in which we forgive ourselves, just the same as we can only love others to the degree in which we love ourselves. So when you think about things that you may have done that you wish you could do over again, or things that you're just not proud of, just remember that our God is a good God and nothing ever is wasted. As I said yesterday, He will always use our stories for His glory. He will use them to, for a purpose. Like I say, often our biggest messes become our greatest messages. So don't let anything go to waste. Just know that it's all for our greater good and for His glory. So whatever is in the past, just leave it there. Use it to help you make better choices in the future. Because another thing, I don't know about you, but I've learned that if we don't get the lesson the first time, it will repeat. And there are some that I would rather not repeat. So I'm hoping I got the lessons and that I will use them as I make choices going forward. And we'll just pray that I make better ones in the future. So there you go. Again, let's remember, friends, this is not about judgment. Do not judge yourselves. Do not judge others. We are all just doing the very best that we can, and we are learning and we are growing, and God is developing our character each and every time we make a decision. And we just come with an open heart and a posture that we say, Lord, just remove anything in me that is not in alignment with your word and your instruction and guidance that you have left for me to live the very best life that I can for you, for myself, and for the world. So there you have it, day 2, friends. I'm loving this plan. Come back tomorrow morning and we will see what He has for us tomorrow. Have an awesome Tuesday. Love you all. See you soon.